I firmly believe that the Herberger Theater Center wouldn't be there without Dick. He did a tremendous job. He was very dedicated and persevered through some very difficult times to make sure that it got built. And he had a real passion for the theater for a number of reasons.
And my father always spoke so highly of him and would tell everyone that Dick played a pivotal role in getting the theater from concept to the doors open and actors on the stage.
At every juncture, from the very conception of it through the most difficult fundraising activities, the architectural selection, the building, Dick was right at the heart of it.
This early morning celebration symbolizes the beginning of a new day dawning for the performing arts in Arizona. A day that we hope will be filled with sunshine and hope, a lot of fun, and maybe some insights into what it means to be in Arizona.
There probably is no other individual that has done more for art, culture, science, research, and development in downtown Phoenix than Dick Mallery. He has just been this individual who oftentimes quietly, sometimes not so quiet, been out there advocating to try to make Phoenix a better place. And certainly his role that he played in the Herberger Theater, not only the fundraising role, but just as importantly trying to make certain that he corralled the council and that he moved the city of Phoenix in the right direction is part of why the Herberger is there.
The deal was cut generally that Dick and the mayor agreed that the private sector would put up 51% and we'd get the city to try and put up 49%. And we worked on that together, but the most important point is without Dick raising the money in the private sector and providing the civic support to Mayor Hance to get the city to fund its 49%, the theater wouldn't exist.
That on this parking lot, we would have a superb cultural facility. And I think that faith, which has been referred to, I've heard in private conversations several times this morning, has been the thing that has kept us going. Perhaps the most abiding example was the fact that Dick Mallery scheduled the groundbreaking the day after the city council hearing. Nobody has ever had faith like that before. But he did, and we're here, and the item is going forward after a number of changes in the groundbreaking date, but this is it. Mallery said something about God willing, and that's a contingency he did not discuss with us. He said that it would go, as of now, for sure.
Well, it seems like Dick has always been a force in Phoenix, and somebody that I don't remember, frankly, a first meeting. It was just a major presence, somebody who seemed to be, wherever something was happening, either economic or in terms of downtown development or the arts support, it seemed like Dick was somewhere in the background, and sometimes not so far in the background. He was involved.
When you go down there today and see the incredible development of downtown and how it's evolved, I truly believe that in hindsight that the Herberger has been a key building block of that, and that's a tribute to somebody that is somebody that I admire, who's both a dreamer and a doer.
Dick Mallery is a visionary. Idea people are a dime a dozen. Visionaries are very rare. Visionaries have great ideas and then they know how to bring them to life.
Dick is the kind of a guy, though, who is not only a visionary, but he helps make his visions a reality.
He was a master at putting things together and making it come out to a positive influence for the community. So from the first time I met Dick, I just was convinced that this guy had a certain talent to do these things, and if he wanted the paper to go along with him, we would probably support him just about everything that he did.
Dick is an individual who is best described, I think, by the word peripatetic, always moving forward, always engaged, always vocal, always making things happen. You know, he's just one of those guys that just, you know, if you take the skin off the Energizer bunny, it's Dick Mallery inside.
Well, I want to pause for a moment, and I hope you will join with me in saying thank you to Dick Mallery. He's the doer,
single-handedly almost, yes, with a lot of encouragement and support, but almost single-handedly has brought us to this day. And Dick, we want to thank you very, very much.
I first met Dick Mallery in 1984 when I was running for the Phoenix City Council. I sat down and I met with him. It was kind of a serious meeting. I knew that he was one of the big power brokers in Phoenix. And I asked him his advice on politics. And I remember in this lawyerly, academic way, he said, well, you know what politics means. And I said, well, what's that? He said, well, poly means many, ticks means blood-sucking leeches. And
when his second child, Craig, came along, he asked me to be the godfather of Craig. Well, I was highly honored to do that. So I said, well, why do you want me? He said, well, Shover, you were involved with the Fiesta Bowl, and you've been involved with ASU athletics, and you played baseball, and you like the Suns and all these things like this, so you're kind of a jock. And I said, well, what's that have to do with Craig? He said, well, Craig is a nice, impressionable young man. He will be, I'm sure. And I don't want him to be a nerd like his dad.
Is that every year Dick and Francie had a Christmas party at their home. I went the first time, and the next thing I knew, Santa arrived, and he was this really marvelous Santa, very rotund and very elf-like, and the kids loved him, and he interacted. And I asked later, so I asked Dick, who did you get to play Santa? He said, CA, that was me. So Dick was the Santa Claus for the party, and I always thought that was an interesting role given his particular civic leadership in trying to help provide a number of really phenomenal gifts of lasting value to the community.
And I want to repeat what Keith said about Dick Mallery, because Dick initiated this whole project as far as I was concerned. We sat over and had lunch at the Plaza Club one noon years ago. I don't know how many years ago. And there were 4 of us, I think, having lunch there. And Dick sprung this idea on us. And it was relatively new to me. I heard a little bit about it, but not much. But before we got through with dessert, I said, okay, we'll go for it. And he had the format all figured out, the matching funds concept and everything. So I didn't really have to do much work except sign those checks, and that's relatively easy, and that's behind us. Dick has done a marvelous job, and I think he mentioned Gary, our son Gary, and Gary and Dick have had at least 200 meetings, I'm sure, and without that, it had been difficult to get this job done.
Well, I'd just like to thank Dick for doing what he did. I also like to thank him for asking our family, specifically Mom and Dad, to be involved, and it was their joy to do so. And I wish Dick best of luck in all of his future projects, which I'm sure we will see more.
Dick, congratulations. This is well-deserved. You're one of the builders of the new Phoenix and the new Arizona, and I just want to say thank you on behalf of Arizona State University.
Dick, I want to thank you for being the visionary that you are, and for having taken your ideas and brought them to life.
Dick, I don't know where you get what source you have for your vision, your energy, and your commitment. But whatever that source is, I hope it continues for a long time.
Congratulations, you richly deserve this, and I know you're going to go on richly deserving it.
Dick, I'd like to congratulate you for this long overdue award. Your leadership and vision in creating the Herberger Theater clearly put our community in a much, much better position for all of us who care about the arts, all of us who care about a quality city. What you have done is without parallel.
Thank you very much for all that you've done, not only in my career, but for downtown Phoenix, for the Herberger Theater, and for Arizona in general.
I simply want to say thank you for your dedication, commitment, leadership, and perhaps more than anything, you have perseverance.
Whatever you're taking that keeps you young, invigorated, and enthusiastic, take twice as much, because you're getting up there, my friend, like me, and it's time that you better double your dosage. But keep you doing it, because the community needs you, and whatever it is that you're taking, take plenty, because we need you. My good friend Dick Mallery.